tacos. Boy, doesn't that sound good? Let's head in the cooler. I'm gonna cut out some outside skirt steaks off of 4 different types of carcasses. We have Tajima Wagyu, we have grain-fed, we have grass-fed, and we have bison. So we're gonna use the outside skirt for these steak tacos. That outside skirt is located right here on the inside of this diaphragm. The inside skirt is right here on the inside of that plate, but for the skirt steak tacos, we're only gonna use the outside skirt. Normally I would pull this out on our processing floor, but for today's video, we're pulling this out right from the carcass. So we start by just pulling that whole section out. I'll put these in a lug, then we'll take them out, we'll get them on the table, we'll get them trimmed up. So just cut through that membrane and then follow that rib up, pulling that whole skirt steak right out of there. The outside skirt, in my opinion, is the best out of the 2. So something we are going to be able to see through this process is you're going to be able to see the fat content in these is going to be a lot different. So I just pulled that grass-fed, and it's going to be a little bit more yellow. But in that Tajima, look how much marbling's in that. The last one is the bison. Okay, now we have all 4 in our lug. Let's go out. Let's get them all trimmed up. Let's start with the bison. So the first thing we do is we just trim them up a little bit. It's always easier to peel this membrane off if you make this cut through that tougher portion there. And I'm going to keep a tag with these throughout this process so that we don't lose track of which one's which. So we like peeling the plastic off of the interior of a new car. Just pull that membrane off all the way down on that side. We'll flip this over and we'll do the same thing on this side. Key with these is you want to take your hand and put your hand down against that meat, because otherwise you'll tear it apart. So just pull that membrane all the way off. And there you have the bison outside skirt. Now on to the grass-fed. It's going to be such a cool comparison seeing all these side by side. And you can see in these how those muscle fibers run this direction. So when you cook them, we'll slice these in pieces and then cut them against the grain, so it has a real nice texture in our skirt steak tacos. Get the one side peeled off there. Let's go for the other side. You can really see those muscle fibers in the direction they run on this side. But you can see the grass-fed compared to the bison has a little bit more fat cover on it than that bison. Onto that grain-fed. These are just going to continue to get more intermuscular fat as we go. Okay. Yeah, and the key with these is just to get that membrane started, peeling them off without tearing the muscle all the way up to the end. take just a little bit of this fat off of here. Just like that. And we'll flip it over. And we'll get this side. And you want to talk about some delicious tacos, use some skirt steaks. They are just absolutely incredible. You can grill them. You can cook them in a cast iron skillet. You can use a flat top. You can use charcoal. You can use pellet. Just whatever type of grill you want to use. So there's the grain fed. You can see that one's quite a bit longer, but you can see how much more fat it has in it. Now for the Tajima Wagyu. And this one is going to be the most marbled out of all of them. And it's going to be the most difficult to work with just because it's a lot stiffer because of all that fat. Membrane doesn't want to peel off quite as nice on this one. Okay. Now this should really reveal all that marbling in there. Okay. A little bit of trimming on these, and you can tell that, or you can see that just how much extra fat this has compared to the rest of them. I'm taking just a little bit of this off of there, but we're going to leave a pretty good portion of it, and that'll sizzle up just perfect when we cook it. So there is the Tajima Wagyu. So we have Wagyu, we have grain fed, we have grass fed, and we have bison. So this is how we display these in our retail store in a roll, just like this. We're going to keep that tag on there throughout this process until we start cooking them, just so we can keep everything nice and straight. Isn't that pretty cool? And I've got something even more cool to show you than this. I've got a brand new Bearded Butcher Blend seasoning just for you guys. This is a Bearded Butcher Blend taco seasoning. It's fantastic. We've tried it. We hope you do too, because that's what we're using on our skirt steak tacos. So next stop, let's head to the grill. Cutting bison today. We get a lot of questions about the knives that we use. Right now, I'm using an 8-inch Victorinox. Also have the 10-inch Victorinox. These are our breaking knives and what we typically use for our steak cutting knives. Both available now with our Bearded Butcher Blend logo stamped right into the blade. If you want a knife, go get one. We made it out to the grill. We've got it lit. So what we're going to do, you can see our brand new taco seasoning lined up here. What we're going to do is I'm going to split each one of these skirt steaks in half. We're going to grill just half of each one first with no seasoning. We're going to do a taste test because we want to compare the different animals, different types. And then we're going to go through and we're going to season each one, and then we're going to build some tacos. Montana Knife Company chef set. These are incredible. We're going to be using them today. So pretty simple process. First step, just cut each one of these in half. You can remember from the first part of this video that these sections are all pretty long, so there's still going to be plenty to season and make some tacos with what's left of these. But cut each one in half. Next step, let's just get them on the grill and start doing some cooking. So we're going to keep track of these as we cook them. So we're going to put them on the grill the same way they're organized here. So Tajima, grain-fed, grass-fed, and bison. All in a line. We're just going to take these to a nice medium-ish, and then we'll get them off, cut them against the grain, give them a sample. So the grass-fed is already finished. That didn't take long at all. Grain-fed is done. Yeah, these, you're probably talking 6 to 7 minutes on those with that grill at just under 400. They're cooking very fast. The Tajima and the bison were a little bit thicker, so those were expected to take a little bit longer. So this one's the Tajima. This one's the bison.
And open your eyes.
I don't know which is which. I can do a blind test.
That's kind of scary.
See if I can guess what's what.
You want to try that? Let's do that. All
Ooh,
right.
Yeah.
Here, come over here. I'll lead you over.
You better tempt those suckers.
I'm gonna feed you a sample with a knife though, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So one thing you want to do, as mentioned earlier, is you can see these grains are going this direction.
Turn around so I don't have to hold my.
So you can see how all the grains are going this direction. What you want to do is you want to cut these. Let's just cut them in half again, like this. And then you want to cut them against the grain. So just trying to keep our tags with each one. So there's that one. There's that one. And Scott's going to get a sample, and he doesn't know which is which yet.
And again, this is no seasoning yet.
No seasoning, just plain beef and bison. You got to turn around and close your. You got to keep your eyes closed. So he has no idea. Open up. See if you can guess. But first, we're going to season these up with our brand new taco seasoning. As mentioned, get them on the grill, and we're going to build some tacos. So I have the tags still all laid out. You can see what's what. We're just going to go through and just put a nice liberal coating of that taco seasoning on there. Give a nice, beautiful color to it. Getting that nice taco smell. So just go down through, and then we'll just flip each one over. Do the same thing. Look at the amount of fat on that Tajima. That's going to sizzle up nice. So once we get them all seasoned, we will get them on the grill. One thing about our taco seasoning, if you read the ingredient label compared to some of the competition on the store shelves, so this has spices including paprika, sea salt, garlic powder, and rice flour. That's it. And the rice flour we use as an anti-caking product inside the spice, but we don't use any chemicals or anything like that. So just remember, when you're at the grocery store and you're comparing spices to ours, make sure you read those ingredients. You're not going to see the monosodium glutamate, you're not going to see the artificial flavors, you're not going to see the anti-caking agents, the chemical anti-caking agents. You're not going to see any of those. What you get here is real spices to go on real meat products like that's right in front of you here. So once we get them all seasoned up, let's just get them on the grill. We'll go Tajima, grain-fed beef, grass-fed beef, and then bison. These are thin, so they're gonna cook very, very fast. Boy, can you smell that, Spencer?
Oh, that taco season smells so good.
That smells amazing. Get a nice sizzle going, and then we'll flip them. Time for tacos. Grass-fed is done. Bison is done. Those are both a lot thinner. That one's even more thin on that end, so that end's gonna be more cooked than that one, but those two are finished. Grain-fed is done. As to be expected, the Tajima's coming off last, because that's the thickest one. So we're gonna let those rest for a little bit. In the meantime, we're gonna throw some tortillas on the grill and get them warmed up and get them in our holders. So we're just gonna start with cutting each of these in about the length of the slice of, for tacos that you want. So we're gonna cut those like that, and then we're just gonna go down through, and we can make these little slices smaller if we want, but the Montana knife, chef's knife, does a good job cutting these into slices. This one's the grass-fed. Still have them laid up in the same order that they were. Here's the grain-fed. Now here's the Tajima. So you can see as I'm slicing these how that grain makes it so that you can pull them apart when you slice them against the grain. So that's how you want them. Now all we have to do is build some tacos. So let's just start with taking a little bit of each of these and putting them inside our tortillas. So you can see I have the tags laid up for each type, and then we have some toppings for each one as we go. So Tajima was first, now the grain-fed, now the grass-fed. When you cut them in slices like that, they lay down inside your taco or your tortilla really well. Makes some great tacos. What do you think, Spencer?
Oh man, it looks so good.
Now let's get them topped. Scott! Gotta stop talking, please. Stop talking.
That far out?
Yeah, that's all I can hear.
This taco
You want to eat
situation
some?
looks like an important business.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
We're making tacos. They're making tacos.
Tacos.
No.
So
Leave the dad jokes after me.
some chimichurri on the Tajima. We're gonna do a little bit of cheese. Let's see, what kind of cheese was this?
Queso fresco.
There you go.
Queso fresco.
Got a deep voice, Lissy.
We're gonna do a little bit of street corn salsa on the grain-fed and the grass-fed. And then a little bit more of that cheese. And then on the bison, we're gonna do some peppers and also some cheese. Making you hungry, Spencer?
Oh yeah.
Now the only thing left to do is to give them a sample. All right, 4 different types, 4 different people. We're each gonna choose one. Daniel's dad is Jonathan Berger, who raises our 100% grass-fed beef. So it's only fitting if Daniel grabs a grass-fed beef taco.
I accept.
All right, so
Deal.
grass-fed. Scott, which one are you taking?
I'm gonna take the one closest to me, the bison.
All right. Well, Josh, since I like you so much,
You could just swap in places.
I think you should go for the Tajima
I can handle that.
with the chimichurri.
I think you just want to try that corn salsa.
That is true. Josh made the corn salsa using our zesty lime, and I'm not gonna be shy.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Taco cheers. the
Taco
best.
Friday.
Just that classic taco flavor.
Doesn't miss.
That is very good. So,
Fantastic.
can you explain to me what's in the corn salsa before you take another bite?
Sweet corn, not store-bought, but sweet corn, cilantro, red onion, avocado, zesty lime, and a little bit of lime juice.
Man, so if you're looking for a street corn salsa, that is amazing. I don't know about you guys, but the grain-fed beef taco that I grabbed, that's incredible.
Delicious. What day is not a good day to eat tacos?
Friday's
It's
a
not
good day.
Every day.
taco or Tuesday is not the only day to eat tacos.
No, excellent job cooking these. These are excellent stuff.
Super.
And the taco flavor that comes from that taco seasoning, well balanced, not overpowering, doesn't overpower the meat. You can taste all the other flavors along with it. It's perfect.
And
And
the skirt steak, I mean, what a great cut to use. Cut it against the grain, pulls apart, nice and tender, cooks fast. And if you don't have a charcoal grill, you can do this in a skillet. You can do it on a flat top. You can do it, however you want to cook your skirt steak, go for it. But
amazing.
yeah. So he has no idea. Open up. See if you can guess.
That's bison.
Nope. Now we're not gonna tell him yet.
Yeah.
So that was number one. Okay.
Right.
Here's number two.
That's bison.
That one you got correct. Okay, now let's go to this one.
I might be able to go back and change my first one once I've tried some more. That's grass-fed beef.
Nailed it.
The first one down was grain-fed beef.
You're right. All right, I'm gonna give you two slices of this next one.
I wonder what it'll be. Process of elimination.
Now I get to try some.
What is it?
That's Tajima. Tajima. Wagyu.
No seasoning whatsoever. Just beautiful skirt steak, juicy, flavorful.
And all delicious, by the way. And the favorite for me is bison. That grain-fed beef that I ate first was pretty good. That's why I guessed that it was bison, and that's just amazing.
Here you go, Spencer.
Oh man.
Listen, bought these tongues and they won't open. There
Man,
you go.
the best one. Well, debatedly the best one. Thank you.
Here you go, Grace.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. So Scott, obviously, he guessed the first one wrong, but then he got back on track and he used the process of elimination there at the end. But they're all fantastic. So another comparison video: bison, grass-fed beef, grain-fed beef, that Tajima Wagyu beef. We know that you guys love comparisons. You got to see Scott try each one of these. Sort of a blind taste test. Definitely, when you get a chance, go grab an outside skirt. There's outside, there's inside. Our preference is definitely the outside skirt. Go grab some. Make yourself some outside skirt steak tacos like you saw us just make. They are absolutely fantastic. Go light a grill. Don't forget to grab some of our brand new taco seasoning, and you're going to be the most famous person in your neighborhood, guaranteed. And until next time, see you.